Hi, my name is Gloria Wavmuno, and I am the artistic director of the fashion label Gloria Wavmuno. I got into fashion probably, I come from a background of tailors from my mother's side, and so from a very young age, I was exposed to the world of tailoring and garment construction. And I do think from there, I felt very comfortable and I found where I fit in a sense. And so, the rest of my journey was to train myself better and understand the idea of fashion and its existence. And also, a lot of times you're exposed to Western images of the fashion industry since they're very advanced and evolved in that department. So I more wanted to test and examine the history behind also just in general African fashion and its materials and its construction of garments. So yeah, that's the beginning of me getting to the point of then, deciding to have my own label. My many things that motivate my inspirations are music, sound, colors, the nature, the planet in general, different societies and cultures and traditions. I think due to my background that is of so much of a mixture of history, within myself I'm intrigued in all different kinds of people because I understand what it feels like to be many parts of something, and that's why I guess I'm inspired by many parts of the world. Well, first, of course, I think I admire the many strong female figures in my household. But the first of all of them would probably be my mother, because she's a woman from a different time, born in a country, and she was seen as very different, and she's worked very hard, and she's grown in character, and she's a very strong woman in an African society, and she's also someone that's encouraged my own growth and my own involvement as a woman, and my own personality. So I definitely admire her for giving me the understanding that freedom is very important. The challenges that as a designer, you may face in Uganda, Kampala, I think is definitely sourcing and manufacturing and having the consumer, having a regular consumer. I think the understanding of the business of fashion is something that is a bit lacking, and that needs to have severe growth and communication between artists of even all fields, not just design, because even as a fashion designer, you're inspired by lots of other artist fields, from painters to architects to musicians. So I feel that there needs to be a communication made for the standard and the professionalism of your own business. At the same time, because we're starting at such an infancy, we need to figure out and come together and discuss how we can build from that, and what we need to build that. So that's the basic challenge, basically the freshness of starting being in fashion, but the basics are not yet developed. You definitely have to love what you're doing and be passionate about it, and then on top of all of that, you have to work hard, and you have to go through the ups and downs, and you got to turn them into positives, or you got to learn when to move from something and work with something else. And I think that's basically it. If you are determined that you know what you're doing and you're talented in what you're doing, then you just have to keep pushing. and there are many ways to achieve your goals. It's never sometimes the way that someone states it is, or what is achievement or what success. It's you will know when you are succeeding or when you're growing, and you should just keep that in mind always. That you know the truth of how things are working and what you should do, if you can do them, to change and grow from that. So yeah, that would kind of be the simple advice I would give. So Kampala Fashion Week is like the stating of the obvious of like many fashion weeks around the world. It is meant to be a showcasing of designers, preferably in the more business aspect, to buyers, to public, to also display the work that in a grand scale, the work that is put in to construct and through all everyone's thoughts and imaginations. It's a time to express them and let everyone enjoy the beauty of that. So Kampala Fashion Week, which will be the first ever Kampala Fashion Week on the 15th of November 2014, is a platform, I hope right now, beginning with Ugandan designers, but in the future I want it to expand where within Africa we are selling within each other. We are displaying in other people's countries. Buyers from different countries are wanting to take people's products and place them in shops in their cities, and these shows are there to keep us going in some way. When it's a lot of work, and the business aspect of fashion, it's a way to show the beauty that we analyze every day, and how we put it into one thing, and that we want people to feel it and share it, and and hopefully it adds a little art into everyone's life. So that's what Kampala Fashion Week is. And also at the same time, it is an educational system. It's a platform to educate. It's not just to show the clothes, but in a sense to show people what everyone is up to, what people are capable of, and at the same time educating the very vast elements of fashion, so that people may be like, I want to be the light guy, or I want to be the set designer, or I want to be backstage, and then it creates job opportunities, and maybe ignites passions in people who did not think this was actually their passion, or that it could actually be turned into a job. So
My name is Edward Sempa. I'm the designer for Kampala Sons. I'm based here in Kampala. Yeah, I feel there's lots of interest for young African designers. I think maybe for now it's a trend, which hopefully will catch on, but I think the West has a lot of interest for African designers at the moment. And it's not only African designers using generic printed materials, but like doing proper design and with good quality and construction, especially the Nigerian designers. Always move forward. Depends on my mood, but normally I am working on the mannequin, or I get an idea and then I go to the mannequin. So I used to sketch, but nowadays I don't really sketch. I just work straight on the mannequin. That's where I get ideas, because sometimes I have to rework the ideas several times before I arrive at the final one. So depending on the mood I'm feeling, I'll just go to the mannequin and drape, or I work on a pattern, but working straight on the mannequin. I think people are going to be surprised. People are going to be astonished, because I don't think something like this has ever happened in Kampala. I think they'll be surprised to see designers collaborating together, young and new, some old ones who've been around. I think it's a chance to show people that no matter where you come from, no matter who you are, fashion is inclusive, not exclusive. I think that's the whole idea we're trying to get across for this Kampala Fashion Week, to try and involve everyone and educate people. I'd say it's something that's always changing, depending on what I'm inspired by. So it's never one particular thing I'm inspired by, or it's never one thing I'm going to follow. So everything's going to be different. Sometimes it's almost psychotic, because we do one thing this season or one thing this month, and then it's changing. So it's never going to be a linear process in terms of design-wise. Sometimes, depends on what I'm working on. I always tend to work on something until I feel it's fine, but sometimes even when something's done, something's missing, and it could be just a simple movement of the length of a skirt or the sleeve or taking away something. So I always believe in perfection. For me, perfection comes from taking away, not adding. So when I do something, I always look at ways to take away until it's the idea I have. So yeah, maybe I'm a perfectionist sometimes. Beauty is hard to describe. It's a feeling I have. It's something you see, but I can't explain it. It's an emotion. But also, ugliness interests me as much as beauty. I think I'm more into ugliness. What makes something seem ugly? So I think I try to balance the two things. So I think when it comes to beauty, I tend to look for the less beautiful things, and that will interest me more. To me, that's my beauty, the ugliness of something. Or what we call ugliness is the beauty that I find in something. But the whole idea is trying to show people that even in a small country, in Uganda, you can have something amazing. So it's not all about poverty or children in the streets. There are beautiful people working here and creating amazing things. That's what I want people to see.
Hi, my name is Natasha Museveni Karigire. I am the creative director of J and Kenembabazi. I don't remember one particular thing, but what I do remember is my primary school teachers. When I lived in exile, they said that I hardly paid attention in class. That I was always drawing girls and dresses. And then when I went back and saw him when I was at the university studying fashion, he said, "I remember you. You never paid attention in class. You were always drawing." And I said, "Yes, I actually went on to do. I'm doing fashion design at school." And he said, "Oh, wow, nothing better for you. You know, you're in the right place." So I think I just loved women, you know, dressing women, or at least sketching women dressed in certain clothes from when I was a child at school. I am never actually inspired by anyone else's work. I think I'm mostly inspired by dreams. I see things in my dreams, and also I think I'm inspired by our cultures in Uganda, from the different attires of our people here in Uganda. But there's not one particular design I look at and I'm really inspired by. I'm more inspired by our cultures. I think that's about it. I think Kampala Fashion Week is a wonderful idea, and I think it's probably the perfect time for it to come to Uganda now, and to Kampala now, because there is a new crop of a lot of young designers that are very confident, very different, their themes revolve a lot around culture and around our African heritage. So I think it's a good idea to showcase Ugandan designers, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Beauty is an interesting question, because in my culture, the culture I'm from, beauty, their concept of beauty is very different from any other culture that I know, heard about, or have read about, because for them, the opposite of many other things is true in my culture. The bigger you are, the better, and just many different things, and for me, I find that amazing and wonderful. But also personally, I think that the beauty of anybody, a man or a woman, is from inside them. I'm at the studio. I'm usually a late entrant because I have a young family and a baby at home. So usually I come in later on in the day, but the day before we usually I give the people who I work with some sketches with all the patterns, and then they have the patterns and the dummies ready for when I come in for us to go over them, and then begin the process of making the garment.